If you'll listen to me for just a few moments.
Hey guys, it's Slynk here, and today I'm going to be working on this track. Me and Father Funk are working on this track right now, but I'm going to show you sort of what I've been doing in this track. Just working on the bass line right now, and basically I've got all this stuff down here that I recorded. I just dragged in a couple different synths and whatever, and just played some random notes and just hit record the entire time. So I was listening to the beat and just messing around on the keyboard and stuff, and I came up with all these sounds. It's like half an hour long, and then I went through there and picked out some of my favorite sounds, and I've just been arranging them in the project here to try and come up with like a cool bass line. So this is what we've got so far. Let me play you what we had before we started. Just the Father Funk beat with the bass line here. So the bass is pretty cool. But this is what we did last time. I recorded it, but I don't know, my vocals didn't come through quite right. So I'm just going to record another episode here, and hopefully the vocals is better for this hour. But let's have a listen to what we did last time. So yeah, you can kind of hear like there's a bunch of different samples in there, and they're all sort of arranged, you know, cleverly and whatever, to sort of bounce around and make people dance, hopefully. So let me just quickly explain what's happening in the project. So I've got some drums up here. This is big kicks and snares up here. And in here I've got just some different percussion-y type stuff, just to give, you know, some nice rhythm. And then down here, Father Funk has some synths and, you know, some nice keys. So the bass line that Father Funk sent, it kind of like cruises up from E all the way to A. So it's like E, A. So E, couple notes in between, and then A. So I've sort of I've been trying to follow that with arranging my bass lines just by repitching these samples. When I recorded them, they were mostly all recorded using the E key. I was just pressing the E key lots, and you know, sometimes I did something like I felt inspired and did something a little different, like this part. I was like on the pitch bend and whatever. But yeah, it was really fun. I was just, you know, messing around with synths and stuff. Got some really nice sounds here. This one, look at that waveform, so crazy. It's like all bent out of shape and stuff. But yeah, last time I explained how I made one of these sounds. There was like a really cool one. I think it was this one that I ended up chopping up, but I wanted to explain that again. Yeah, so how do you achieve a sound like that? I'll just show you real quick. I've been using this synth called Serum, and in Serum you can like move the wavetable position on either oscillator. So if I just load up like a random bass sound here. Let me just get a different one actually. Alright, yeah, so that is not a good example. Let me find a good one, sort of see what's going on. Oh yeah, so that one's actually like moving with this LFO. So this LFO here is set to the wavetable position, and it's scrolling between this sort of sine wave and this like morphed up sine wave. And you have that sort of wow kind of sound. So that one's like jiggling around. This synth is really cool. But yeah, you sort of get the idea. So that's kind of like the approach that I took to make some of those sounds. And I was also messing with the what is this? The A warp? I don't even really know what this knob is, honestly, but it's kind of got some similar functions to Massive. If I just load up Massive real quick, I can show you Massive. So yeah, like in here you've got like bend and form it and whatever, but Serum is kind of like Massive except way better, because you know you've got all these other different options. And if I can find you a good example here, yeah, so if I move this knob, you can sort of hear how it changes. Which LFO is that? Yeah, let me just turn this off. How do I? Yeah, I'll just go like that. I'll turn the filter off too. You can see like the waveform morphing, and that's like the plus and minus, and then there's like the pulse width modulation, I believe that stands for. So you can get some cool sounds like that, asymmetric. So a lot of the sounds I made was kind of just messing with those knobs, and sort of I was flipping through some presets and, you know, changing a couple knobs and whatever, but basically I just wanted to record lots and lots of sounds. And I ended up with this huge long half an hour file. And yeah, I just went through and cut up all these little pieces and just started arranging them to come up with this. So my idea is to continue on with that, do that, like fill up this gap here. Let me just delete these guys. Fill up this sort of gap here, and then I think what I'm going to do is duplicate this to this section and then do something interesting in this part here and maybe change things up at the end. And I feel like a little bit of repetition in songs is a good idea within reason. Like if you just had like a whole minute or a whole half an hour, half a minute of just random crazy bass sounds, it would almost be a bit too hard to sort of wrap your brain around on the dance floor after a couple beers. So I think a little bit of repetition is good to sort of get the dance floor going and feeling the music and stuff, because they, you know, the people can kind of anticipate what sound is coming next, which I don't know. I think that maybe I'm talking all crazy, but in my experience, like having a little bit of repetition is a good idea. So anyways, enough talking. I'm going to try and fill up this gap here with some of the sounds that we have left over in our little workboard. What color should we make this? Yeah. And yeah, we'll see what we come up with. I've got an analog here as well, just so if I need to reference what note something is and I might need to repitch it, I can sort of use my keyboard and listen to the sound and try and work things out like that. So I've got everything like pretty much ready to go for some more bass arrangement. So let's get into it. So I'm just going to listen to what we had. Oh yeah, so this is muted, by the way. I'm just dragging sounds up and listening to them and then, you know, moving on. Oh yeah, I think I wanted to put something else in here. So let's find a sound. Let's try this one. Yeah, so that is an E, and I want to go up 5 semitones to make it an A to fit with this part here. And I don't know, let's just put it in. I'll just put it in here and line it up with our, oh yeah, I didn't explain this. So this is the, what I call like the groove measurement channel. It's just an empty MIDI channel with a MIDI clip in here, which I grabbed from here. So this is my groove pool, and I'm using my funky groove, And what that does is it will take notes that land here right on the grid, C6512, and shift them to land there. So up in my drums, you can see this triangle is placed there, but because I've applied the groove, it will automatically move it to there. So it swings a little bit and gives a nice feel for the song. So instead of placing everything like dead on the grid, on the normal grid, and then applying the groove, I'm just putting these audio bass hits directly on where the groove is to keep everything lined up, so the drums and the bass all kind of match timing wise. So I'm just using this as a guide. We've got Father Funk's bass up here, which is kind of nice. So I want to keep those sounds in or potentially chop some out like you've seen up here. And yeah, what sound do we have here? Yeah, let's try go down an octave for that one maybe. Nah. Lots of experimentation with this kind of stuff. Let's move the playhead forward a bit. And we'll just chop some holes in here and maybe move the playhead along. Just see what we come up with. Just fade the edges of it. And really, like, that's kind of what I've been doing over here. Maybe we'll put a different sound in the middle of that. And I'll delete one of these. Why not? Kind of just experiment, see what sounds good, and nah. Let's use one of the, I've colored these ones different because they were like the most interesting ones, but I don't want to use them all the time. Yeah, let's grab like a bit of that. Just a random bit of that. And where were we? Oh shoot, where were we? Here. Here. Yes. Let's paste that in, make it shorter, and we'll just see what it sounds like in here. Alright, so that was an E. Let's take that up to an A. So now you have like, you know, this sound and then different sound and then that sound again, and it kind of like bounces around. Actually, I might delete that one, and then there's 3 different sounds here. Yeah, that sounds cool. Let's listen to the phrase again. Yeah. I'm going to delete this one, actually. And I'm feeling like we need like a longer sound here. Let's grab like a long sound. What about this one? We could reverse that. Yeah, let's reverse it. So Control J to make it into its own section. And then reverse and move the playhead to where we want it, here. It's a bit crispy on the start. There. Let's try. Should I leave that there? We could put a different sound in here. Yeah, I'm going to delete this section of it and put a different sound in here, I think. Let's find another sound. Oh, this was like a tearing sound. That might be cool. Look at that. That's such a weird waveform. I can't believe I've never seen a waveform like that. Is that working? Huh. What the heck? Is it because it's being compressed? Maybe. Oh yeah. What if we crank it up? No. Okay, whatever. New idea. What about some of these sounds? These were like little wubs, I think. Actually, I kind of want a more tacky sound. That might do the trick, actually. That little one here. So Control E to chop it. Oops. And we'll put that right on the grid. I'm going to delete this tail as well. It's a nice tail, but I can always add reverb in again later. I want a sound here too, I think. Maybe something from the same family. Is family the right word? Maybe. Let's try pitch that down to give it more variance. Yeah, I kind of like that actually. What was all this? Oh yeah, I'm just like letting the rest of the track play. I hope you sort of get what's going on. I've already been at this for a solid hour, so getting a little bit fatigued. I'm pretty new to recording and producing at the same time, so let me know in the comments what you think and if you want to see more or whatever. Okay, so over here, I remember the bass line was kind of cruising up. It was like bow, 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 bow. So I'm going to try and mimic that. So we've got to remember. So let's push this one up 2, so that will match this note. And then 4, I think. Bow, bow, bow. I think 4, it would be this note. Bow. Yeah. I'm just talking and thinking aloud. This is weird. I think I liked this one here. All right. So we don't want to go up 4. Actually, let me just use my. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 will be over here. So it's nothing, 2, 3, 4. So we want this one to be 2. No, we want this one to be 2, this one to be 3. And then this one can be 4. So this, oh, we wanted this to be 3. Okay. Let's delete some of this. So we have like an alternating sort of thing. I'm just using the clip fades to sort of make sure there's no clicks. And that's a little bit off. There we go. There's actually kind of 2 sounds in there. I'm going to chop them apart. Put this one here, maybe. Oh, that sounds cool. It's like a kind of a muted sound. Like a sub. I went a bit crazy on the keyboard. I think we're done with that sound. What did I do over here for that section? Oh yeah. Alright, let's kind of follow suit with the first phrase. We'll get a wub. Let's just grab a wub from over here. Like a different wub, anyway. Fucking wubs, brah. That one's too similar. Get a crazy one. Try these ones. What's this one? Nah. Nah. So indecisive right now. Yeah, we want to get one like that. Just like similar but different. Same but different. And we need to pitch this up 5? No, 4? Yeah. And then we just sort of got to place it right so it kind of matches. So there's like a long attack on this sound, so I want to leave the lead into it, but like the bulk of the sound, I want to try and match up with this marker here. So just a little bit of experimentation. Yeah, about there is pretty good. I'm not feeling that anymore, actually. I want a different sound. Where's all my crazy sounds? Let's grab one from way over here. What's this one? Yeah, that's actually perfect. Delete the rest of that. Just want one of these little donks. And we want to put it right there where that marker is. So just slide it in there. Yeah. And then what do we do after that? So it was like another kind of longish sound. So we'll grab another. Maybe we'll try, what's this sound? Yeah, we'll grab a bit of that and use that at the beginning. And we're going to go up 5 because we're on to the next sort of section. I could probably like put markers in here, like this is, you know, +5 on my E samples. And that would happen like, you know, there and there. But I kind of just know from hearing. I don't usually use markers like that, but you know, you could probably do something like that if you wanted to. Oh, solo in the wrong channel. That's cool how it sort of morphs. I might chop it in the middle there. And put a different sound in. Let's just grab this one, whatever that is. Yeah, that works. Listen to the beat. Boom, ba-dum. I reckon like a little up there. Boom, ba-dum, do I want to delete that, I think. We had some lasers over here. Is that a laser? Yeah, That's a laser. Let's put a... actually no, let's not do that. I want a high sound. Let's listen to a couple of these. Oh, do we have some more of yes? Oh, why aren't I using that? Let's use that somewhere. We could put that at the end. That'll totally work. Yeah, totally. That sounds sweet.
Stand by.
That's going to be perfect actually. It's in the right key and everything. I don't need to pitch it. That's definitely an A, I think. But where? I want a little bit earlier. But where? And then we'll. So the snare will lie here. So we'll just chop it there and then let the snare sort of punch through. Oh, the snare's over here actually. Shoot. Oh, we can let that go. Well, let's put some other stuff in there. Let's cut that short again. What's all this jazz? Yeah, little short sounds will be cool. So again, pitching up 5. Let's use the playhead to line that up and we'll cut them all and separate them. I'll probably just use those two. I think that's too long actually. Maybe some of these sounds are too long. Cut this short and we'll have another higher sound there. Something like that. That's all those lasers. Yeah, like a screamy one. Grab that little section, flip over here, and we wanted it right in here. Trim it back so it fits. I gotta go up. Forgot about that. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. So we just need like a short, deep sound here, and then it can bounce up to that, and then we got this. Yeah. What's this sound? Yeah, that might work. Let's try that out. Listening to that all together, I feel like there's too much going on, so I might just remove some of these sounds. Oh, I can hear something in my brain that wants me to do something different here. I think I want to put this here and then this here. Oh, is that? That's not my cutting board. My workboard. Yeah, that's cool. I like that better now. Yeah, there's definitely too much going on here. I might change this sound to be something else. Or I could just leave it blank. That sounds kind of cool as well. This sounds... Let's try to remove that too. What kind of pattern are we having at the start? I might just use that sound again here. Is that where we're at? Yeah. What was this sound? Let's put this here. Let me reference this again. That sounds so cool. Maybe I'll use that again too. It's really long. I'll just have to trim it back a bit. I like how it kind of crackles at the end. Oh yeah, maybe I want to sound there. Let me see here. Oh man, that sounds cool, but it's not fitting the groove that I can feel in my brain. So I think I recorded one where it kind of pitch bends up. I'll try and find that. Is it this one? Yeah, or this one maybe? Let's try one of these over here. This one? That's way too low. Yeah, let's use that right at the ends here. About like that, maybe? Nah, I hate that now. Something... Just got to try a few different things and we'll land on something that sounds good. Yeah, let's try like one of these evil sounding ones. Yeah, and I think I want to use that. I'm trying to sort of keep things cohesive throughout the song. So I don't want to go too different with lots of different patterns and different sounds. I want to keep things like fairly similar but different. That needs to be faded a little bit differently. Yeah, and like last time we had like that pow sound, so let's do that again, but we'll make one that's kind of different. Yeah, maybe we'll start with this sound, which is like a crackle. And we'll Control J that to put in its own clip. And let's try, it's already warped. Let's turn it onto texture mode. Let's try like pitch it up 2 octaves. And inside the clip, we will do some automation on the transposition, so it drops like heaps. Bidabadoo. So I'm just messing with the grain size. And now if we press Control J, we can we can sort of see the different sounds that it's sort of made. So yeah, like we just mess with the grains and the transposition. So I'll try and explain that a bit better. So like we had it warped so that it kept the same timing, and we had it pitching down, so the warping was being activated quite a lot. And since we had that set to texture with the grain size quite short, it tried to warp it so that it sounded right. But since we were dropping the pitch by like 48 semitones, you end up with these like cool artifacts, which is sort of what we ended up with here. So what I'm going to try is cut these a little bit so that they're not so harsh and messed or mangled together. Have a bit more definition maybe. Let's put that right on that grid marker. Ba-da-ba-doo. Ba-da-ba-doo. More definition. Let's fade the edges a bit more. Maybe we only want 3 sounds. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. They're a bit loud though. I'm going to turn them down a bit. And actually, yeah, I'm going to EQ that because there's heaps of bass in it and it sounds awful. Maybe we could do something crazy while we're here. I mean, this is pretty signature sort of sound there, like right at the end of the phrase, so we might as well go a bit crazy with it. Let's put a chorus on there, see what happens. That's pretty cool. Let's just set this channel to resampling mode and we'll just record that. And then put that there, and then we can delete these plugins. And there we have it. Cool. Let's listen to that. Totally. I'm digging that. So this part down here is pretty like riffy. So I want to do that again. But maybe we'll try and repitch it to have some different. I'm going to sound like an idiot while I sort of try and think of a melody in my brain. Let's try that. Let's try that. might be enough. Let's try to drop this down. Nah. Yeah. Just whistling to myself, no big deal. Let's try. Yeah, that might sound good. All right, I think that's cool. Let's try and these tails are sort of messed up now, but that one's a good. That one's okay. I'll just fade the edges of them. Oh. Yeah, I like that better. that sounds fucking cool, man. Alright, man, this is so much fun. Okay, so we're back at the kind of beginning of the phrase again, and then we just got to fill this up, and then we can copy paste that over to there. So let's keep going here. Let's listen to what we did back here. That's right. So we have like this sound up here that Father Funk made, and I added like a laser thing. So let's do that again because that sounds cool. And I had this whip sound, which might sound cool for something different. Where is it? Let's use that. Yeah, and we can do something cool where we like cut the drums out and have like a mini break, just a little motif. Is that the right word? Maybe a little motif. Let's just cut these. I think they're all like very similar. This one looks like a bit different. So we can probably just copy paste the one after we cut it out, but I think they're all a very similar sound. And then we want to make a nice pattern. Let's grab this little one and put that. Gotta zoom in more. Put that there. And we'll cut this bass line short to let that sound through. We might need a different sound in there. What else did I have down here? I like these sounds that are sort of, there's no pitch to them. They're kind of just tonal. Let's grab some of these and see if Where the heck are we? Oh my god, I'm lost. Okay. We'll turn them up real loud. Let's delete this. And I'll grab this little sound. And maybe we can mess with it, like stretch it out and do that grain thing again if it doesn't sound good. Yeah, let's try that actually. I'm just going to Control J that and then I want it to like stutter. That's a cool little beat thing now. Control J that again. We can sort of see what happened after we just messed with the warping and stuff. And that's a different sound now, so we could potentially use both of them. Let's put one here and then we'll put the other one there. Do we want the beep on the one? The downbeat? Yeah. And let's delete that bass line as well. Something like this will sound cool, I think. Yeah, and what I'll do, I'm just going to do this right now actually, so I get a better idea. All the drums and stuff. What do we got going on? Actually, let me just do a bit more here. This sound is very similar to the other three, so it'd be cool if it was different. This is the actual whip crack sound. Let's just grab a section of that. Yeah, that's cool. Just a little bit of It'd be cool if we had another sound there. Let's try this here again. Oh, there it is. That's cool. Okay. And if we delete all the percussion, is that the snare? No, that's a hat. This is a snare. So let's delete, let's just have kick, snare. And we probably want to, what's happening? Yeah, with this keyboard down here. Where is it? Where does it start? About here. Okay. So let's delete all this. Yeah, that sounds cool. There's a guitar somewhere. Where's the guitar? Shoot. Oh, it's down here somewhere. Oh, okay. I haven't really messed with these samples yet. They're like some extra stems that Father Funk sent me, but it sounds like he's got some guitar there. So we'll just mute all that. I'll put that in later. Yeah, I'll just mute that whole channel. Yeah, that's the kind of flavor I wanted. Let's delete a bit more of this drums here. And then we want like a, yeah, this is all coming together. And we want like a kind of a volume fade in sort of stuttery sound, like that gets like louder right before that happens. And we kind of already have one here, so I'm going to delete that and we'll make another weird sound here. But that'll sound cool, like breaks up the song a little bit. Little beeps and stuff. So let's make a weird stuttery sound with some of... Let's get like a really strange sound. Actually, I think I had some more down here. Yeah. Yeah, let's totally use that to start with. So where do we want to place this? Something like here. So this sounds really long. We can try shorten it. Oh shoot. Let's Command J that first and then turn texture on and shorten this. And we'll just get it like that. Yeah, like a sounds cool. Maybe we could have like a kind of sound going on. Let's use... I'll pitch this down. Shorten that again. You can't really hear that one because there's a snare there. So, oh, did I just delete that from over there? I did. Fail. Okay, that's high, and then that's low. Needs to be a little shorter though. Yeah, it sounded kind of cool. Yeah. And then like a big sound. That's right, we're using like something like that. Oh shoot, we've only got 7 minutes left to finish this up. So let's hustle here. Yeah, we use something like that. Let's see here. This needs to be pitched up 5 semitones. Yeah, I'll just use the start of that. So let's reference what we did over here. Oh yeah, we can kind of do something similar to that with this different sound. We'll use that and then the end of that sound. So what was the timing like? Okay. That's a very technical term, guys. And then my computer's lagging a bit. And we might actually filter that to make it sound similar to the sound we had over there. So we'll use a high pass. So it kind of goes like that. So I'll just automate that real quick. And then we can use the resampling mode again. And just sample that, throw it in. And then we can delete this plugin and we don't have this messy automation chain. I'm not going to want to change that again. It's this tiny little sound, so I just making moves, man. Making it happen. And you know, like, we got like a billion sounds to choose from, so if I really had to change it, I can just make something again, you know. Yeah, that's cool. It's a bit long though. We want it to end there. We might cut some holes in this sample actually. Let's bring this back a bit. Oh man, come on Ableton, don't be a douche. Yeah, kind of like evolves. Yeah, that's sounding pretty sick. I think we had some sounds in here somewhere that started really high sounding and then kind of dropped. Yeah, like something like that. We can use in here. Yeah, this is sounding sweet. Put that at the end there, maybe. Right at the end, maybe. Yeah, that sounds cool. This is like the bulk of writing songs. It's not really like moving synths around and stuff. And like the cool thing is, I'm just going to go off on a tangent here randomly. The cool thing is like, once we've got all these cool sounds in place, we can just hit Control J on them and then it becomes one clip, and then we can, you know, do other crazy things. Like we can actually use some stuff in here, you know, in the effects section. And I've got all these plugins that we could try out as well. So we might do that in our next video, just to like change up the sound even more, because we might want to have some variations when we, you know, when we copy and paste it over to this section. But let's get this last little section done here, and then we can call it a day. I've got a couple minutes left. That's really loud. I'm going to turn that down. I just want like a generic bassy sound here. There's a couple of Father Funk bass sounds there, but something a bit thicker. What do we have right here? Yeah, let's get that one. Pitch it up, of course, to match the rest of the song. And what kind of, I'm just going to copy and paste this so that we can keep the same rhythm in this section. Just going to use that as a guide, and then I'm going to delete it. So just to sort of, so we've already got a few extra sounds in here, which is cool, a bit of variance, but we'll keep this pretty similar. Yeah. Just like that. And we'll see what that sounds like. We'll delete that one because we've got another sound here. I think I want a bass sound there. Bah. And we'll like delete this one actually, just to change it a little. Like a real attacky sort of donk twang or whatever. Must have some left somewhere. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Ding. Sweet. Okay. And we'll just put that right in. Right in here. I'm going to put it on this channel because I want to keep this fade in on that. And I want to keep the tail on this. So, yeah. Yeah, that sounds cool. Let's drop that down a semitone maybe. I'll have to trim this a bit though, because it made it longer after the semitone drop. Yeah, I like that sound. It's cool. It's not quite lined up though. There we go. Alright, let's have a listen to the whole thing a couple times and see if we're happy with it. Emphasize this sound because I really like that one, so I'm gonna like delete some drums here. I might even delete, is that a snare? This is the snare here. Yeah, so it's like a short pause in the drums just to give it space. Sort of like what we did here, but a little bit different. We might do the same thing with this sound. I'll just delete all the percussion to give that sound some space. And I might trim this back actually so that the snare, yeah. Too many sounds here. Yeah, that's way better. You don't want to do too much because it just sounds like annoying and there's too much stuff, you know. Yeah, and we'll do the same thing at the end. I'll kill the percussion again. I might line this up with all three of these notes. That sounds pretty cool. All layered together like that. yeah, so we've got one sound on this whole channel, but I can just consolidate them with the resampling trick and trim down on channels, because you don't want to have like a million channels, especially if you're only using like one sound on that channel, just purely so that you can layer something, and you'll probably never change that sound, you know. So I'll do that like off camera or whatever. But let's try it without that sound. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. We could put like a hey or a yo sample in there at the end. Alright, well, that's probably going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think, and if you want me to keep doing videos like this. It's definitely fun for me, especially because I'm like writing a song and you guys get to watch it at the same time. There's always like a long time between writing a song and then releasing it, unfortunately, but this way you can sort of like come along the ride with me and listen to the song as it evolves, because you know, when Father Funk sent this to me, it was a lot different, and I think it's part of, you know, it's part of the music process, and some of you guys might find it interesting anyway, but I'm just kind of rambling now. But yeah, let me know what you think of the video, and yeah, tune in for the next one. I'll probably just record every time I'm working on this song, and we'll finish it together. Cool, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.